Hey guys, this is the first episode of a new series of mine, Cookie Chronicles. So, pretty much in this series, I'm going to be making a cookie each episode in the hopes of finding the perfect cookie. So, I'll be using my own recipe, and I haven't looked at any recipes to find any special ingredients or techniques or anything like that. But I have baked cookies before, so it's not like I'm going into this completely blind. But at the same time, I'm no professional cook or baker. Also, while this is the first episode, I actually have already made one cookie. So this series foundation is on a lie. The first cookie I made, I'm quite sure I put too much flour and too little sugar. So I'm going to try to fix that today. Ingredients I'm going to use are flour, sugar, egg, butter, vanilla essence, and baking powder. Okay, so I've added about 2 tablespoons of softened butter and also 2 tablespoons of sugar. Now you're just gonna whisk it until it's smooth. So pretty much like this. From what I know, this just like the sugar cuts into the butter and it just makes it really nice and creamy. I don't know if this is good for cookies, but I know it is good for eating. So let's go. So now I've whisked this for about 2 minutes. As you can see, it's gotten like pretty nice and creamy. You could probably go a bit further with this, but yeah, this is pretty good. So last time when I made my cookie, I put a bit of yogurt in there because I remember when I originally did like this set of like steps, it involved yogurt, and then I realized that recipe was for banana bread. And if you know banana bread, you know it's kind of like a cake. And I'm not trying to make a cake, I'm trying to make a cookie. So I decided to leave out the yogurt this time. Not just because I ran out. And now I'm gonna add an egg. I'm just gonna add the egg yolk. I think the egg yolk will make it richer. Yeah. So as we can see, got just the yolk in there now. And at this point, you can also just add some vanilla essence. So that's what I'm gonna do. And like you could take exact measurements, but we all know when using the vanilla essence, you just use the cap for measuring. So I'm gonna do about half a cap. That should be good. So yeah, there we go. Got some vanilla essence, got some egg. So now when you beat this up, it should be even more creamy. Yeah, so I'll get back. Okay, so I'll whisk that for about another 2 minutes. Now, as you can see, it really is getting quite creamy, quite voluminous. And now it is ready for the dry ingredients. So, gonna add a bit of baking powder, about half a teaspoon, and gonna add some normal flour too. So let's get to that. Okay, so I added half a teaspoon of baking powder, and I added about 2 tablespoons of flour. So now I'm just going to get to whisking and we will see how it turns out. Okay, so I've finished whisking that all together and it's still quite sticky. As you can see, it's not so sticky that I'll stick to my finger just like this. But if I try to like form it into a ball, it'll just all get stuck to my hands. So you could make it less sticky by adding more flour. But as I said earlier, I added too much flour last time, and I could easily pick it up and form it into a ball. But when I put it in the oven, it just sort of became a cake, like a small little cake. So I'm hoping that this is better. So what I'm wanting to do, I'm gonna make this into one big cookie, like a big ball. And then in the oven, hopefully what should happen is it just see, it goes from like this, and it just goes like, gets a bit wider, gets a bit flatter, and then you get a bit crisp on the inside, a bit fudgy on the outside. Oh wait, other way around. A bit crisp on the outside, but fudgy on the inside, and I think that's ideal. So yeah, now I'm gonna form this and then put it in the oven. So as we can see, I have a semi ball-like shape. Like it's kind of in the shape of a ball, but very spiky. Yeah, that's the most I can really do with like how sticky this dough currently is. So I'm hoping this works. Last time was too much flour. I made it like a perfect sphere. Quite impressive. This time, put a bit less flour and that's what we get. Yeah, I've got my oven set to 180 degrees Celsius. And now, it's going in. Yeah, so I will see how much time that takes and then I'll get back to you. So I just came to check on my cookie and guys, it ain't good. It's been about 10 minutes and this is the result. Yeah. I don't really see that turning out too well. So yeah, we'll see when it's actually done. But it ain't looking too hot, guys. So it's been 25 minutes and this is what has come out of the oven. Quite the monstrosity. I think my attempt yesterday was a lot better. Probably need a bit more flour, maybe a bit more egg next time. Let's cut this open and see the cross section. No, not a bad cross section. Okay, so now I will taste this thing. No, honestly, the taste is quite good. It's a bit dry though, like more on the side of shortbread than what I'd like. Got a good amount of sweetness. It's got a good amount of sweetness. A little bit dry, a little bit crumbly. But yeah, honestly, not bad taste at all. Just, we will see. I think tomorrow, maybe I'll use the whole egg instead of just the yolk. Maybe a bit more flour. But yeah, I think that's it.